Trump, U.S. may almost completely scrap income taxes due to tariff revenue. Now, you know what that is like? That's kind of like you're talking dirty to a girl and you say, you won't even know what I'm going to do to you tonight. And then later on is like, what? It only was like 48 seconds. I thought you were going to really, well, yeah, but next time, you won't even believe what I'm going to do to you next time. President Trump is talking dirty here, okay? And taxpayers are sitting there saying, man, keep talking dirty to me, okay? You won't even know what I'm going to do to your taxes. What are you going to do to my taxes? I'm going to eliminate them. And you won't be paying any of it because of tariff income tax. Oh, my God, this is so great. I'm getting so excited. That's what it sounded like, right? That's a pretty big promise if you can pull it off. Here's President Trump talking dirty to all taxpayers in America. Go ahead, Rob.
I think we'll substantially be cutting, and maybe cutting out completely, but we'll be cutting income tax. Could be almost completely cutting it because the money we're taking in is going to be so large. And yet other countries who have been ripping us off for many, many years, they've just been ripping us to shreds.
Okay. So, Tom, what are the chances that we're getting rid of income taxes?
Zero. The federal government establishment will never allow that knob to be removed. That knob on their dashboard is precious. Now, do I believe that Trump has a vision to do it? Absolutely. Am I aligned with that vision and I hope that this can come true? Absolutely. But I'll tell you, it's going to be tough to get there. And the analysis early on that says it'll reduce the deficit by $2.8 trillion. Deficit is different from debt. As long as we have a deficit, we're making more debt every year. And so we need to remove deficit to zero so we have something of a surplus. Now we can start paying off debt. And I don't think that the establishment would let it go away. Now, can the tariffs get so high that he can put in a massive tax cut that says, hey, look, this is now being replaced by this, so I'm going to take the weight off the American people, and I'm going to really reduce income taxes. Yep, I think, could that come in 2 years? I believe it definitely could. It'll be a fight, and the midterms have to go well, but if the midterms go at least well enough to keep enough of the House and the tariffs show that they're generating that, then on the second half, the lame duck part of his presidency, as they call it, 26 to 28, you know what? Could he radically cut income taxes? Absolutely he could. Remember, once upon a time, the country was run on tariffs. Once upon a time, that's where we got it. And the income
not
tax,
a long time ago, by the way, 110 years ago.
That's correct.
We're not talking about 200 years ago in the 1700s or 1800s.
Yeah, I believe that the total income tax emergence was the 4 years after World War I. I believe it's like 1916 to 1920, I believe, is when the emergence of it was, the modern tax. So, and by the way, that was when the charities were created because they wanted to find ways to get Carnegie and others to invest into things like hospitals and schools and stuff. Yep. And so they created the tax deduction. Moments after the tax was created, the tax deduction was created. But that's my 2 cents. I think, could we see it come down? Yes, we could. But I don't think the establishment in Washington would let it happen. Look how much they fight the balanced budget amendment. The balanced budget amendment that simply says the states have to balance their budgets, so does the federal government. They don't want that because they are perfectly content to debt us into the future.
Well, CBO estimates that before accounting for economic side effects, the new tariffs will reduce primary deficits by $2.5 trillion and cut interest payments by another $500 billion for a total deficit reduction of $3 trillion after factoring in modest economic drag, slightly lower GDP, and temporarily higher inflation. The net deficit reduction is pegged at $2.8 trillion. Adam, your thoughts on this?
So this is part of a bigger story that is basically pervasive in America today, and it's this whole concept about affordability. So if you've heard this buzzword that keeps popping up, affordability, this used to be called, it's the economy, stupid. Now it's affordability, stupid. So the cost of living has skyrocketed in America over the last decade. This is what happens when you print trillions of dollars, quantitative easing as they call it, or quantitative tightening in some respects, But we're living in the greatest country ever created, the greatest country in the world. But for a lot of people, it doesn't feel that way because they can't afford anything. That's why a lot of young people are frustrated. Like buying a house, like dream on, buddy. It's not going to happen right now. You know, getting a new car is as expensive as rent was 5-10 years ago. Food, eggs, prices are crazy. Healthcare, now they're supporting Luigi Mangione because he's anti-insurance, conglomerates, all that. So if you can fix affordability in America, you can fix America. You know, the whole American dream is the land of opportunity, the land to be where you want to be, land to do what you want to do. It doesn't feel like that for a lot of people because they can't afford those things. So in my opinion, this is all sort of downstream of Trump trying to make, quote unquote, America affordable again. That's what's needed. The most ironic part is that the least affordable cities in America are all big blue cities. New York City, this is why they elected Mamdani as if he's going to solve it. Not going to happen. LA, San Francisco, Boston, DC, all these big blue cities are completely unaffordable. So this is why don't be shocked when you hear this term affordability come up over and over and over again, because that's what Trump is focused on. Number one issue in America.
Folks, you know what today's? Cyber Monday, okay? Ooh. Today's Cyber Monday. If you remember on Black Friday, we announced something. One of the goals we had when we announced this last year was we wanted 1 million people to wear the Future Looks Bright gear. We are close to 500,000 people. We're about to pass 500,000 people worldwide that have Future Looks Bright gear, which means we're another 500,000 away. I love it. If you believe the future looks bright, you want gear for yourself, for your coworkers, for your kids, for your spouse, for your relatives this Christmas, get them you know what I'd love to see happen? Get people Future Looks Bright hat and gear that don't even follow the merch, that don't even follow the podcast. Give them a Future Looks Bright hat during Christmas and see their reaction. So this is the last day that you'll see 30 to upwards of 70% discount on 99% of the items on vtmerch.com. This is the last day. Nothing else will happen after this. Everything will go back to regular prices. If you're looking for a couple unique things that people are asking us about, of course, the FLB shoes. By the way, just so you know, in the last 61 days, I've worn this except for one day. Every day. And today I'm wearing the brown, and Vinny's wearing it as well today. This is all I'm wearing limber right now. Yeah. So if you want to get the shoes, the Black Friday offers to look out for is the Black Friday digital course mega bundle, all the events, everything that we have, public speaking course, PBD sales system, SLS Sales Leadership Summit, Vault recording, all bundle at $997. Great offer. The shirts, I'm wearing a Valuetainment shirt right now. You can go a little bit lower wrapped. You can look at these items. We'll put the link below for you to go to. But if not for yourself, if you're planning on shopping for friends and family this Christmas, surprise them with a Future Looks Bright hat. Surprise them with a Future Looks Bright shirt. Anyways, in the meantime, go to vtmerch.com and place your order 30 to 70% off. And for the crazy ones, because all the mystery boxes are gone. Those are completely gone. We don't have a single one of those left. But if you're crazy enough to place an order over $2,000, we're going to get all the lists tomorrow. We're going to draw one of them. Wow. And someone's going to be invited to come have dinner with us here in Florida. We'll go to Casa D'Angelo. We'll have dinner. Then you'll be sitting right here in between me and Vinny, and we'll do a podcast together. So go to vtmerch.com, place an order over $2,000, and then you'll get yourself possibly a seat when we do the drawn on PBD Podcast. Vinny. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.